morning, college and high school football fans. What's going on, y'all? How are you feeling? I hope you're feeling good because, it's about that time to talk a little college and high school football. We are so far in the season now to where you can start to see who's who. You can definitely get your picks of who you truly believe is going to be a front runner, not only in college football, but in good old high school football as well, because, man, we'll get into the game that happened yesterday, but so much to get into. The national rankings are going to be a lot of fun for sure, and I'll tell you, if you think for 1 second the upsets are over, we are a long way from that. Last weekend was like the weekend of pure upset. My goodness, I have never seen so many upsets. Maybe I have, but I'll tell you right now, it was a weekend. And this weekend, we're probably going to get ourselves another one. I am live here with my boy, Mr. Teran Rodriguez, and for the next hour and a half-ish, we always seem to go over, we're going to be talking here college and high school football, and it's going to be a lot of fun, y'all. Big ups to our awesome sponsors, Planet Jerky here in Mississippi, Beef Jerky. My beautiful wife's company, Seal the Deal Wax Seals. We're going to hear a quick word from those guys, and of course, from IE Sports Radio. When we get back, it's going to be great. Let's get it!
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
We're feeling it. We're feeling it on a Saturday morning, baby. That's what we're doing. We're enjoying our Saturday morning. Bumping. I feel like I got some Dub C on right now, man. I'm just, yeah. Teran's putting the sign language. You better stop that, bro. You're gonna. I ain't getting shot. I'm just playing. What's up, bro? How you doing today, man? Good morning.
Doing good, Larry B. Great to be talking some high school and college football, and I'm looking forward to the action. And it was a great weekend last weekend.
There we go, man. Yeah, for real, man. Last weekend was crazy, like really, actually crazy. But man, make sure you give us some love. Follow us all over the place. We're all over the freaking place with our podcast, man. Check us out. Available everywhere, like seriously every freaking Apple Podcast speaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music / Audible, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and Channel 7. Of course, big shout out and gigantic shout out to our awesome sponsors, Planet Jerky, Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, and my beautiful ice company, Seal the Deal Wax Seals. Of course, check us out everywhere, guys. We are all over the freaking place. Of course, you can give us a follow right here at 3 and Out, all spelled out, CEIE. And you can follow my boy Teran Rodriguez right here at Teran Rodriguez and the number 1. You can follow me over there at the THE_LB53. Oh yeah, he's going overhead. He's doing the Scott Hall rest in peace thing. I mean, he's doing it all, man. Yeah, he's getting it. So with that said, I didn't even bring him in correct. Maybe I'm sorry, guys. With that said, man, welcome, of course, my awesome co-host, man. He's my dude. This guy right here, Road Dog all day. He is IE Sports Radio Hall of Famer, the host of the SoCal Spring Sports Show, and the host of Set Point, which has really taken off, man. So much freaking. I knew StreamYard was gonna do this to you. I'm so excited, man. I'm glad. And of course, he is a co-host of this show, 3 and Out College Edition, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, Teran Rodriguez. What's going on, brother?
Hey, Larry B.
How you doing, man?
Thank you for having me on. Thank you for the proper introduction. I appreciate it. I'm ready to talk some high school and college football.
Bro, I am with you on that. I mean, seriously. Yeah, we had some craziness yesterday. I mean, I'm just going to throw that out there. My goodness.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just the insanity just was everywhere. I mean, we had Duncanville take it on DeSoto. Okay. The biggest, that is the Texas game yesterday. Damn good football game. We'll get into that in just a little bit. Well, our predictions right. We're going to talk about that. We just got some teams just continuing to dominate. Some teams, Long Beach Poly, we're going to get into that in just a little bit because that was crazy. Yeah, that was something. That was unreal. And of course,
Madonna and St. Thomas Aquinas also had a battle as well.
They did, and that is something else. So I mean, we had ourselves some goodies. I mean, we got ourselves. What's going on, Mo?
Oh no!
Well, we're gonna get into that in just a few minutes.
Oh God!
You wanna lead us into that one in a little bit, Teran?
Yeah, in a little bit. Well, let's talk about the nationally ranked matches.
Well, let's get to those first. But hey, Mo is up in here. He's ready.
Great.
Mo's ready. Damn, unless you have that one, Teran.
Yeah.
He's
I'm not surprised he would be up this early to watch.
Well, thank you, Mo.
Yes, thank you, Mo.
Mo's a good dude. So I hope you're ready for that one, Teran.
Yes.
Ready for it. Darren's like, yeah. Well, with that said, here we go, man. Off into these games. Okay, so last week, jump into it, guys. Go ahead and do our usual. do our little recap from last week, our FBS recap, if you will. So, Teran, last week, man, it was crazy. I mean, let's just say what it is. It was insanity. Okay. USC totally doesn't know what the hell football is. I have lost all faith in USC. I'm sorry. I've lost I mean, I'm like a USC atheist right now. I don't believe in this team at all. I am sickened with what I saw last week. Um that pissed me off. But honestly, we saw a lot of crazy stuff last week. We really did. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and jump on in. Of course, we talked about the Thursday and Friday stuff from last week, but the Saturday stuff. I mean, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Who in the living hell saw Vandy knocking off number 1 Alabama? Teran, how about that? How about that?
No, I highly doubt anyone had that on their bingo card. But I basically said it last week, and so did our boy Bishop. He said Vanderbilt's a solid team. They're not the flashiest SEC team, but they've drastically improved. They almost beat Missouri, so I think they kind of snuck up on everyone's radar. And they had their chances against Missouri. Against Alabama, I don't think anyone would have predicted that. But credit to them. Credit to Vandy for taking down number 1 Alabama. It's their first ever win against the number 1 team. And it's their first win against Alabama in almost, 30 or so years? Like, that's crazy.
I'll tell you right now. We were joking about this, Teran. We were playing around being stupid last week. Blah, blah. Oh, yeah, how long Vandy went? That moment where you're like, okay, that was a little scary. Dude, like, wow. Bama balled too. Like, I watched the damn game. Like, there was mishaps, but Bama actually played okay in that game.
It's just that Vanderbilt had that underdog mentality. And when they took down the goalpost and threw it into the river, craziness.
The Vandy boys live, man. The Vandy boys live. They are not against the baseball school now. I'll tell you that right now. They there. I don't get this victory will live with them forever, Teran. Seriously.
Yep, it's moments like these that college students, players, fans that we'll never ever forget.
No, this will live forever in Vandy. Big ups to Mo waking up early, loving the show.
Thanks, Mo.
We appreciate you, Mo. We love you right back, sir. Thank you for being. Yeah, we got thumbs ups here. We're just doing it, So all right, so let's get with it. Continue on. Some things don't change though. I mean, we knew that we knew that Ohio State was going to beat the crap out of Iowa, and they did. So, some things happen. But also, Teran, there's another school that's a little similar from the SEC. They wear red. They start with an A. They're actually very close to Alabama. And they freaking got a victory, Teran. How about this? Arkansas knocking off number 4 Tennessee. Teran, what the hell? I mean, how about this, man? And Tennessee, I've been waiting for them to fall on their face. I'm sorry. I feel so bad for that. But I don't know, dude. I just don't see the realness. Watch them win the freaking national championship. But I just don't see it. I don't see this team being like we're a legit team. They've got some nice victories, cool. But realistically, I don't know, dude. And this victory to me just says it all. You're still Tennessee. So I don't know. What do you think, Terry?
Yeah, last week, if you all watched, I called Arkansas pigs in a blanket.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I guess Arkansas really made me eat my words. So, yeah, a lot of craziness last week. And from the top 4 as well. I really don't think anyone predicted Arkansas beating Tennessee, even though Arkansas was the home team and so was Vanderbilt. But just goes to show you got to play the game, and it's sometimes any given weekend. So I was impressed by Arkansas. It was a bit of a slow game as it was 3-0 at halftime. Scoring started to pick up in the third quarter, and then Arkansas held the Vols off the board in the fourth quarter. So I just think that it was just craziness last week with those two matchups.
It was insanity. That to me was a lot of fun because just seeing Arkansas come play that way. I don't know. I felt like we need these refreshing weeks of college football to keep everyone on their toes, not just these top teams destroying everybody. So that was awesome, dude. I was so freaking excited for that victory. Obviously, like I said, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Obviously, Georgia having their way with Auburn. Number 7, Penn State doing the same thing to UCLA. They're just UCLA. They're no more.
Careful, Larry. Mo's a big UCLA fan if he's still watching.
I think even he can agree because
I think we could all agree.
I'm getting ready to destroy SC in a few minutes. But I think we just know who UCLA is. You know what I mean? Like, we expect they're no more, they're no less. They're just a team that's they're gonna win some games and they're gonna also lose some games. You know what I mean? Like, this team is not. Don't expect them.
And it's pretty tough to win in Happy Valley as well. So.
Oh yeah. Folks watching. Well, thank you, sir. But yeah, and of course, going out to Happy Valley. Look, to even score 11 points and hold them to 27. I know it sounds really stupid, but I'm just saying. They covered. Look, is what it is. Bruins did their damnedest, but realistically, once again, Penn State. I don't want USC to play Penn State. Okay, damn it. But we'll get into that one also later on today. However, we got to talk about a couple more things, Darren. We're kind of just flying down these real quick. Last week, Miami, number 8, Miami. Teran, we've been making fun of these guys for years. Cal had that game a million times over. It was a late night game. It ended at like 11 o'clock our time. The freaking people on the Miami people over there, because like I said, it's so cool, right? That the ACC has West Coast teams and a Midwest team. So stupid. I'm sorry, I cannot help it. I'm a geography guy a million times over. So yeah, it's really annoying. But yeah, it was really crazy to see that, Miami coming all the way over here, playing until 2 a.m. their time, basically, for all of their fans. And they came back and they won that game. Now, this is going to be early this time, Darren. This is early in the show. But I do got to ask you that serious question. After number 8, Miami came back to beat unranked Cal, who was beating the crap out of them the whole game, basically. Teran, this very simple question. Is the mighty number 8, 6-0 Miami Hurricanes, are they back?
No. I still don't believe it. Let's see how they do against Louisville. I think they'll get a challenge in Louisville. Louisville, it looks like isn't ranked, but let's see how they do against them. And again, their schedule is literally paper soft. Florida A&M, Ball State, South Florida, Virginia Tech, and Cal. They were lucky to hold on to that one because I think playing on the West Coast time really threw Miami for a loop because they haven't played anywhere outside of the West Coast. They played Florida. That's pretty much not even having to travel all that much. Then they played at South Florida, and then Cal. That was kind of their true first road game because they had to hop on a plane, go from Miami or Coral Gables all the way to Berkeley to play that game. And it's a different time zone. And I just think they weren't adjusted to the time zone. And then eventually they kind of caught their second win. So I totally agree with you that, we'll talk a little about more the time zone change in a little bit.
Yeah, that's its own thing. But anyway, so we're gonna fly through a couple of more of these. Number 25, Texas A&M, just smacking number 9 Mizzou. I was not ready for that one. But
the
how
SEC
about
was crazy last week?
Oh, it was. But, dude, the Big Ten had some fun ones in there, too. I'm sorry. I just want to throw this out there, too. Number 10, Michigan. You are not real. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Everyone gets mad at me when I keep on saying the USC should have beat that damn team. And because they're not that good. I'm sorry. They're a good team, but they're not great. That's what I want to say. And they freaking lost to Washington, who hasn't even had the best damn start, hasn't even had the best season. So to me, that is very funny. I was cheering my ass off. I was like wearing purple for like 5 minutes. I don't care. That was
Rematch of
awesome.
last year's national championship game.
That's right. It was. And hats off to Washington, man. What a way to get that thing done, man.
Yeah, it was a great win. I will say that win came, about nine months too late, but it's still a solid win, and that's Michigan's first loss of SEC play, or not SEC play, a Big Ten play. So I think that was a great win, and it was nationally televised. I think it might have been on ESPN or not ESPN, ESPN or NBC. So that was a solid way to put a actual good game with an actual good storyline.
It
See,
really
those are the
was.
type of games you want. You want good storyline games, not this random Purdue versus the best team in the Big Ten. Like, there you go.
Oh, you're so right, dude. Moving forward, we got a couple more of these. Number 11 USC falls to unranked Minnesota. Look, I'm sorry. I'm so sick of this team. You barely beat Wisconsin. You should have wiped the floor with them. They're a solid school, but they're nowhere near you. And you play around with them. Now you do the same exact thing with Minnesota, but Minnesota got you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not giving all this credit to all these teams. I guess superiority. You know what I mean? Like I guess I don't know. I felt like Tennessee did the same thing with Arkansas. You know what I mean? Like the far superior team doing stupid stuff. I'll give credit, but USC, you are trash. I'm sorry. I am no longer excited. That's it. That's all it took for me. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. This team should be undefeated. They are a hell of a football team. There's so much talent on this team. Lincoln Riley, bro. I mean, you got him as a coach. I'm sorry. I am so tuned out, yet slightly tuned in just to see what happens. But yeah, SC is, and this sucks because we're gonna have that 12. Like we have the playoff now. If SC makes it, they'll be one and done. I don't know. They're just too wishy-washy. It pisses me off so much. Last week, I almost threw my damn phone. However, when the Dodgers won, I was happy. Last night when the Dodgers won, I was happy. But I'll tell you, that game was irritating, and USC isn't that good. I'm sorry. I'm very irritated with this team.
Yeah, in the defense of USC, having to basically go across from Southern California to Minneapolis is a little tough. But I will say this was definitely a winnable game. They got skunked in the fourth quarter. Miller Moss didn't have his greatest game. He had 2 picks, only 1 touchdown, only threw for 200 yards. It wasn't really his greatest game. And Minnesota just ran all over SC. And also USC having 3 turnovers did not help matters as well. The good news is that USC's Woody Marks had himself a monster game on the ground. So USC has that running back. The other bad news is that Quentin Joyner had a fumble as well, which it's basically double jeopardy right there. And playing on the road in a late game, that is brutal right there. No. That's just one of the reasons why West Coast teams shouldn't really be in a conference filled with East Coast teams and Midwestern teams. So that kind of goes back to what we were talking about in terms of like Cal versus Miami, where Miami got off to such a sluggish start because I don't think they were used to the West Coast time because they hadn't really played outside of like the East Coast.
These games are stupid. Now, you will get people saying, well, don't they want to go to the NFL? Don't they want to? Yeah, but you do understand that 1% of every one of these dudes playing right now are going to go to the league. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. And you adjust. Okay, you adjust as a player. But this, I don't know. This is crap. I just, yeah, we knew we were going to see something, a shit show similar to this. Anyway, Darren. So this is moving forward. A couple more before we're out of here. Well, before we go ahead and get to our high school recap and everything from the week. But, dude, just craziness, obviously, with James Madison. I can't believe they lost to UL Monroe after having a good start. But, okay, cool. The game that I wanted to highlight really, really quick, Georgia Tech is doing it again, man. Good for this team. I'm so happy for the Jackets. They're okay. They're okay in my book. I'm excited for them. Arizona State, wow. I mean, even last night, wow. But beating Kansas, Darren, San Diego State beat Hawaii. I mean,
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle, and it was barely did it, but damn it, they got a victory. I mean, Texas Tech over Arizona was a good game. But anyway, Darren, any other games you want to highlight from this past weekend?
Yeah, SMU took down Louisville, which they're still undefeated in ACC play, believe it or not. Louisville was the only other ranked team in ACC play, and now with them losing to SMU, I think it's safe to say Miami's about to get another free win. Just goes to show you MICKEYMOUSC for Miami. And then Indiana's still undefeated as they, along with Ohio State, Oregon, and Penn State, are undefeated, not just overall, but in Big Ten conference play. So I think that's great. That was amazing right there. Even though Indiana beating Northwestern wasn't really all that great, but hey, it's still solid. And Nebraska beating Rutgers, that was a good win just because Rutgers was solid. But when you play Nebraska, you face that big physical team. And speaking of Nebraska, they play Indiana today, which I think is going to be a nice little matchup right there. But Nebraska's not going to have the luxury of playing in Memorial Stadium. They're going to have to play in Indiana. So, but it's still going to be a nice, kickoff weather, 60 degrees.
Oh yeah. That should be fun. We're going to get into all that, of course, coming today, but that was a little recap of last week, guys. Any other games you want to recap in here, let us know in the comments. But man, appreciate you so much for tuning in, everybody. All right, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we're going to jump into the high school football recap and previews, of course, for this week in the national spotlight. Man, Modern Day, they look pretty good versus Servite. St. John Bosco, they look pretty good versus Santa Margarita. I'm just saying, we're going to get into all that good stuff and more. You were listening to 3 and Out College Edition right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
What's good, fight fans? It's your boy, Marcus Rose Great, here to give you what you want, here to give you what you need. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm coming to you live, straight from your mama's basement with a crispy, awesome white tea. We are coming to you live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, New York? This is Ricky K coming at you with the NY State of Sports, a new show here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Listen to me every Thursday afternoon as we bring you the latest takes on the Yankees, Mets, Jets, Giants, Knicks, Nets, Rangers, Devils, and Islanders. Plus, you get some college hoops and what's the local sports events going on in the area. It's a state that never sleeps, so why not get the opinions and sports takes that never sleep? Again, every Thursday, 2 p.m. to the NY State of Sports. We'll see you then.
And we are back. Oh yeah, we are back at it, y'all. You are tuned in live with 3 and Out College Edition right here on IE Sports Radio. Your directory for all that is sports. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. The birds are singing. I mean, I don't know, Teran, I'm going to stop all that, like, Alice in Wonderland stuff. But anyway, dude, we got ourselves some good stuff. Once again, big shout out, thank you to all of our awesome hosts here on the network. Marcus Lowe's great. Ricky K. Thank you to our awesome people tuning in today, of course. Got some awesome listeners. Appreciate you so much for being here. Well, first things first, Teran, I think you got to talk about this real quick. I think Teran's got to talk about the Battle of the Bay.
Yeah, I guess since Mo was itching for me to talk about it, I guess I'll talk about it. So, annual rivalry game, the 61st annual Battle of the Bay. It actually was on a Thursday, not a Friday, just because of, I think it was Yom Kippur and whatnot. But it did not disappoint, as Newport Harbor was able to take down Corona Del Mar 21-14. They actually were down 7-0 at halftime, and it looked like the second half wasn't about to go good for them because they threw a pick off a deflection, but then they got an interception, took it all the way down to the 11, eventually scored. Then Corona Del Mar scored back again, and then Newport Harbor was down 14-7 going into the fourth, and then on fourth down, Newport Harbor got a touchdown from like 21 yards out to tie it up at 14 apiece, and they were just trading possessions. And I even said on the broadcast, because I did the broadcast for the school's the school's streaming service on YouTube. I said this one's probably going to come down to who has the ball last, and thankfully for Newport Harbor, they were able to get a interception, as it was like first and 10, and then second and 20, and then actually no, it was first and 10, then first and 20 after a holding penalty. Then the CDM QB got sacked, and then he eventually threw a pick. It was Brady Annette, who's actually the little brother of Caleb Annette, who's currently plays at Boise State, who got the start at quarterback for Corona Del Mar. But unfortunately had that late interception. Newport Harbor chewed up a lot of clock and eventually got the go-ahead touchdown with about 30 seconds remaining. And eventually Corona Del Mar just ran out of time. And I wouldn't say fittingly enough, they actually had it threw an interception, but that was pretty much just a last-minute play. I don't think it would have mattered, even if the receiver had caught the ball. They would have had to play pitchy, woo-woo to try to keep the game alive. But eventually Newport Harbor kept the Mariners Telegraph, or the Bell Trophy, for the second straight year, which I thought was impressive. And I will just gladly say I called that game. I went on the record. I have the tape to film to prove it, that I called Newport Harbor beating Corona Del Mar. No, I'm not trying to be the I called it guy, except yes, I am. But I did call it. I don't care. I will happily accept my flowers.
That's awesome, dude. Teran, look, man, the Sailors have had themselves a season, man. I mean, starting off 0-5, 0-4.
0-4.
They freaking look terrible. I mean, they lost. I know they played Cajon this year sometime.
Yeah, Cajon. They played St. Paul. That was definitely winnable. They played La Habra, which I saw last night. They played El Modena, which has probably the most craziest quarterback, Xavier Guess. If you've seen El Modena, that dude is unreal. And then Cajon, as you mentioned, they were in the top 25 in California. And then obviously their past three games were St. Augustine obviously was definitely that they needed that one. And then Tesoro was a great opponent.
Tesoro's crazy. QB. I still don't understand how Tesoro's 3-4, like these other two teams are talking about right now. They bother me because number one thing, have you ever been over there, Teran? It's like it's so nice, but it's like hidden. Tesoro,
Yeah,
high school's in a
Tesoro is
cool
like
spot.
in like the middle of nowhere.
Pretty cool though.
Yeah, but still a great place.
Yeah. But dude, I mean, well now both teams are 3-4, man. Good old Newport Harbor. The Sailors are 3-0. Sorry, 3-4. Sea Kings are 3-4. I did not see Corona
Only
Del
difference
Mar.
is that Newport Harbor's 2-0 in league, and Corona Del Mar
Yeah,
is 0-2 in league.
which is crazy, man. Yeah, I do not get it. Like, I do not get it. And next up, they got Via Park, and well, Via Park. I mean, how are they doing this year
Villa
anyway? I don't
Park
even.
just beat Tesoro last night. I think it was like 44-20.
Oh, okay, yeah,
But that's kind of a must win for Corona Del Mar, because if they lose that one, then they might be in trouble.
yeah, not good. They're giving us a
They should
USC
win.
treatment right now, right?
Yeah, if they
Yeah,
get Dorset Stecker back, then they should be fine. They just got Garrett James back a couple of weeks ago, and he's
nice.
a pretty good wide receiver. He's a deep threat wide receiver. They got Zach Giuliano, who I think is going to Stanford. Brett Clemmer is going to Fresno State.
Oh
So they've
crap.
got some studs. And Brady Annette making his first start in a big rivalry game kind of didn't do it any justice, just because you've got tens of thousands of eyes on you, whether it's online
Oh yeah.
or in person. And then Jake Meir, Newport Harbor's quarterback, already had a couple starts before Battle of the Bay. So I don't think Brady Annette starting did it any justice.
Yeah, well, Taryn, there's some fun stuff to get into, bro. We got so much to get to with everybody. I mean, let's get on over to them top rankings because the rankings, oh my gosh, we have ourselves some good ones, man. So yesterday, we're back at it. I mean, let's just get number 1 and 2 out of the way. We already kind of talked about them. Trinity League is in full swing. Servite, down goes Servite. But oh yeah, I forgot they're playing Modern Day. So yeah, no, Modern Day destroys them. Poor
At
Servite.
Mount Sac.
At Mount Sac. Yeah, I know, right? 28-6, just beat them like they stole something. I mean, Taryn, it was, good old Mount Sac. I played on that field before. I know that field very well. But yeah, Taryn, I mean, these guys just Modern Day just looks like a world of difference from everybody else. Obviously, Bishop Gorman, sorry, St. John Bosco also in league play, taken down good old Rex Santa Margarita. And that game, too, wasn't even really, I mean, I don't know. You look at how well coached these two teams are. You look at how damn good they both are. I mean, like I said, we're ready for it. Wasn't like it was bad. It was 13-0. Regardless, though, St. John Bosco is just, they were just so much better. But that just kind of shows me a little bit that I think when that matchup comes around, obviously going to be taking Modern Day. St. John Bosco has it. They have a solid team. But to me, I feel like, I don't know, and that's not to discredit Santa Margarita, but, you got Modern Day doing this to Servite. Bosco should be doing the same exact thing. So a 13-0 score kind of scares me a little bit for them. Regardless, though, still a good game, still a victory. Hey, who knows? Any given night, right? So good stuff right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, sorry. Bosco was actually shut out in the first half for the second straight game. And if you remember last week, Bosco needed a comeback against Orange Lutheran. And
that's right.
It was a miracle that the Braves were able to shut out Santa Margarita. So and also you look at the next two games that Bosco has. They're at Servite, and then they've got Modern Day.
And then
those
Sarah.
are some two tough games right there. That I kind of feel maybe Bosco looks ahead, but Jason Negro's teams don't get overconfident and whatnot, and they're well prepared. So I think defensively, Bosco was really on the ball. It's just that offensively, I think they kind of had a little bit of a hangover from last week's game against Orange Lutheran.
They did. And I mean, what do you really say to that, Taryn? You say, okay, so I don't know. We got a week. Well, really kind of 2 weeks, and then we get Modern Day and Bosco, and well, I don't know. When Modern Day is eating everyone alive. Bosco, they're strong, but who knows? Remember last year, Bosco was the reason why Mater Dei didn't win the national championship. We know that. You know what I mean? So there you go, man. I mean, it can always rivalries, right? They happen. So moving on to number 3. So that was 1 and 2. Mater Dei still number 1. We have St. John Bosco number 2. Now we're going all the cross country to Milton out of Georgia. Teran, well, they just destroyed Gainesville 42-24. I mean, it's not really destroying them, but they got the victory. Milton, man, congratulations to the Milton Eagles getting it done over there in Georgia. Number 4, Teran, we talked about this game for a good minute. We talked about this game 2 weeks before we were ready to talk about this game. Of course, the Texas matchup, man. I don't know if it was 1 and 2 in Texas. Regardless, though, it was 4 and 20 or 4 and 17 in the country. And Duncanville, man, the Duncanville Panthers pulled this thing off at DeSoto, 42-20. Man, how about that? The best team in Texas right now, at least at the moment, has been settled. Duncanville is still the top. I was going to say dogs, but they're Panthers. So they are the top cats. Teran, was there a doubt? I mean, DeSoto's damn good, but Duncanville's just better.
Yeah, DeSoto is actually number 5 in Texas. Well, Duncanville's number 1 in Texas. So I think Duncanville just kind of had that edge, and they kind of had that swagger to them. I also, and if you've been to like these type of Texas games, you know there are like cars being parked all over the place, and then lines pretty much being stretched out before the game. It's crazy. I think I saw that on my feed, and that just goes to show that this game was the hottest ticket in Texas right there. And Duncanville really showed up to the party, and they really came up big against DeSoto. Not saying that DeSoto was bad or anything. I just think that Duncanville is just on a whole other level.
Mm-hmm. They are, and another team that's on a whole other level away from everybody else, Teran, at least. Well, not from Mater Dei, but in the state of Nevada. Good old, our buddies, man, our good old buddies, Bishop Gorman, the Gales. They just smack around Arborview 49-14. So, you know, they're still winning lots of games. At where are they at now? My gosh, they're at 5-1. 6-1 on the season. They're currently number 5. Like I said, they're up there. The defending national champions are getting it. Still playing that ball. IMG Academy, Teran, they beat Venice 21-16. Is that concern? Well, I mean, it's not like they're going to be in the national championship talk or anything. I mean, they could be, but they already got their loss. But Teran, was that surprising to you, man? Venice. Yeah, we're talking about from Venice, Florida. I mean, they're a solid team. They're 6-1 themselves. But yeah, man, freaking good old IMG Academy had themselves a fight, but they prevailed. Crazy though, right? Crazy. Venice looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think IMG Academy, I feel maybe they might have overlooked Venice. I think that kind of just is that case, just because sometimes you get that opponent where you think, oh, we're probably going to blow through this team. But in reality, I think that Venice and some of these other teams that are facing IMG Academy, they're going to take their best shot at them. And I think it's basically, it was kind of a trap game-ish like type of game. I just feel that IMG Academy just had that edge. They had their physicality and whatnot, and they were able to make the plays that truly mattered.
This is true, man. This is so true. Next up, Carrollton. They defeated Chapel Hill 42-0. I mean, once again, the number 7 team in the country taking care of business. A lot of these teams are going to do the same exact thing. How about North Shore? North Shore, man, out of Houston defeats Goose Creek Memorial 70-0. Number 8 looking very like number 8 in the country. St. Thomas Aquinas. Well, Teran, we have reached number 9. And we have reached what happened to this team. Look, earlier this year, okay, a team by the name of Chaminade Madonna, they have definitely had, better years like last year, where they were in the mix-up, where we talked about before, but they were in the toss-up, man. They could have really been the national champs. It was just a 3-horse race. We knew Mater Dei was probably not going to be it because that lost to Bishop Gorman, to St. John Bosco. And Teran, hey, there you go. No, Chaminade Madonna did fall out of the top 25. They're 29 in the country. They are where are they at now? They're now 6-2. But Chaminade Madonna, man, do not sleep on this team. It's a big Florida battle. This was a Florida battle in Texas happening, man. And wouldn't you know it, they would welcome on over Chaminade Madonna, and Chaminade Madonna shows, hey, so what? We're not in the top 25 right now. We're still going to kick your ass. And dude, 29-22 later, Chaminade Madonna pulls it off. They get a victory. You know what, dude? The rankings haven't come out yet, but I think they're definitely going to move back into that top 25. Nice victory here, man. Down. How do you like that one? Down goes St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah, and something I think people overlook when it comes to Chaminade Madonna, they started off 0-2, losing to St. John Bosco and Blanche Eli by only one touchdown. But
That's crazy.
Chaminade Madonna, ever since those two losses, they've reeled off 6 in a row, and that win over St. Thomas Aquinas was big. It was actually the battle of the number 2 team in Florida versus the number 3 team in Florida. And Chaminade Madonna was able to pull out the win over St. Thomas Aquinas. That was a great game right there. It was amazing. I thought both teams played outstanding. And Chaminade Madonna was able to defend its home turf, and they should be rising back through the ranks. Meanwhile, you remember St. Thomas Aquinas, they lost their first game of the season to Bishop Gorman, and they managed to rattle off 5 in a row, and then 5 or 6 in a row. And eventually they lost this one to Chaminade Madonna. So one winning streak had to go down, and it was actually 6 in a row they lost. They had won before, after they lost to Bishop Gorman. But losing to Chaminade Madonna, that's tough right there. But just goes to show that Chaminade Madonna still has some bite to them.
Oh yeah, this team is still very potent. It's crazy to think though that I don't know. I mean, crazy to think, man, they even dropped out of the top 25. And then, of course, we have the team that didn't have a game last night, but they are still number 10. Mission Viejo, they had a nice victory over Long Beach Poly, which, well, you're going to be getting into in just a few moments, Darren, because they made history in the wrong way. And, of course, they take on San Clemente next week. Oh, that's going to be so fun. Going down the 5. Oh, that's going to be so much. Wait, it's in San Clemente, right?
I think it's in San Clemente.
Oh my God.
Either way, it's not going to be too far of a drive. It's because Mission Viejo and San Clemente are fairly close.
Well, they're going to be heading
in
on
the
over.
Same vicinity.
It's going to be so cool. That's going to be awesome, man. I mean, that's going to be a lot of fun seeing that game next week for sure. But
yeah, it's San Clemente. Yeah.
Long Beach Poly last night. Talk to us.
Yeah, last night's win, last night's game between Long Beach Poly and Long Beach Millikan. Now, on paper, it looks like Poly could have won that one, but when you look at Long Beach Millikan's roster and you go deep in depth, they got a lot of good players on that team. They got some good transfers like Anthony League from Los Alamitos. Honestly, that team is really stacked, and they managed to beat Long Beach Poly 53-40 last night, and actually snapped a win streak from Long Beach Poly on the field, as it was an 85-game win streak that was snapped in the Moore League. Long Beach Poly had won 85 straight Moore League games that dated back to 2009, which their last loss came against Long Beach Millikan in Moore League play. So it just shows that Poly is very young this year, and Millikan is just so stacked across the board. They are just absolutely amazing. They're they and Lakewood were kind of the ringers that were going to challenge Poly this year, but the streak was bound to break eventually.
Yeah.
And Poly, again, they have such a young team that they were eventually going to have one of those clunker games offensively or defensively against a ringer team, and their schedule didn't do them any justice. They played the likes of Mission Viejo. I think they played Bishop Gorman.
Yeah,
I'm certain they played Bishop Gorman, and they played a bunch of other tough teams. And they played Lincoln of San Diego. That's a ringer from San Diego.
Yeah.
So I think for Long Beach Poly, it just shows that their youth is definitely showing. But it's time for them to get up off the mat and start a new streak, because you have to finish top 4 in the Moore League, And basically, you got to get up off that mat because the season's not over. The season just doesn't end if you win or lose in the regular season, because you still got to qualify for playoffs. And then once the playoffs begin, the chips are going to be placed where you're at division wise.
Yeah, exactly, Teran. Man, high school football is so much fun. I mean, we're heading down the stretch. We got about 4 games left, right, Teran? Most teams got about 4 or 5
Yeah,
games.
3 or 4.
3 or 4. Here we go, dude. I know the country gets a little different here. Some games are played more. I know Texas has a few more, but not like literally more. But I mean weeks, because some start later than others and whatever. But dude, I'm just so excited. We're gonna have some fun. High school football down the stretch, looking good. Teran, let's transition on into the 3C2A, the junior colleges of California. That's right, y'all. Like I said, I loved it. Love the 3C2A. Big part of my life at one point, playing in it. And Teran, covering it now is so much fun, because this is crazy seeing all these teams that I used to hate / love as well to play against. I mean, awesome stuff. Teran, last week was wow. I mean, let's just pull the elephant out of the room, man. Mount Sac. Hey, modern day. They just got to play on that field not too long ago, right, Teran? I mean, hey,
Yep.
they know. Well, there's a championship buzz going on that team right now. We got the 4-0 Mount San Antonio Mounties. They're playing great right now. They're number 1. Number 2, we got Butte from up north, of course. Also Fresno from up north. Riverside hanging on to number 4. Boy, did they have a game last week. San Diego Mesa at number 5, San Mateo at number 6, Modesto at 7, Golden West at 8, Ventura at 9, College of Canyons at 10. So, Teran, we got a lot to get into. When we talk about these teams, I'll go ahead and finish off real quick. So, 11 through 15, Diablo Valley, Bakersfield, Foothill, Saddleback, Sequoias. 16 through 20, we have Mount San Jacinto, Fullerton, American River, Allen Hancock's, and in Cerritos. And then 21 through 25, El Camino, Citrus, Santa Rosa, Moore Park, and Pasadena. So, Teran, last week there was some stuff. I mean, we didn't have the best of best games, but I will say this: American River knocking off Modesto to get only their 2nd victory of the year. Modesto just freaking knocked off San Mateo. Like, are you for real? They knocked off number 1 a few weeks ago, but nope, they had themselves a USC moment. Couldn't keep it going. We had that going on, Teran. San Mateo had a problem with Fresno City. Yeah, a little bit of a problem there. That is crazy that they barely won that thing 14-7, regardless, and it was at home too. So San Mateo, though, got a nice victory. The long trip, it must have been a long ride back home for Fresno City, especially after coming up so close to that one. But big victory there. Golden West defeating Citrus. I mean, they've taken advantage of it. They were the team to knock off number 1 this year, RCC, before San Mateo was knocked off by Modesto. So I mean, it's been so much fun, man. In the 3C2A this year. Obviously, last week we learned, and I must address this on the show, we learned that SBVC San Bernardino Valley has forfeited the entire season, Teran. Interestingly enough, the article was written, I read it, and well, apparently because of low numbers and injuries and the fact that they seriously just probably don't have anybody else out there, the rosters were in, they can't just go get more players from here and there. They've decided, and of course, I think academically too, I don't know if they had some players that were not doing so well academically, but they've decided, I guess, to can the season and start over. Looking at you, USC, sorry. But they've decided to can the season and just start over next year, get more there. There's some great talent around there too, Teran. You got Cajon High School. My gosh, for the guys who don't go D1 somewhere. You got Aquinas was over there, high school. You have what else, Teran? San Bernardino Valley. That they have that high school. You got what else? What else is over there? Colton is a feeder to those guys.
Ramona?
Ramona's not. Well, Ramona's a little.
Well,
That's
Still,
very.
you can still branch out to like other
Oh, you can.
schools.
You can. You got Grand Terrace right there. You got Redlands, East Valley. You got
Redlands, East Valley, yeah.
So I'm saying, Teran, there's a lot of talent around there. Bloomington, Rialto, Fontana team. I mean, right there. So they're not going to have a problem getting their team back up. It just kind of sucks though if they had that fate where they're just like, yeah, we don't got it. We can't even fill the team right now. We're injured. Things are just, I don't know. The coaching staff must have had fits trying to get this thing back together. But how about that, Teran? SBVC, the Wolverines. I don't think this has ever happened. This is crazy. They were the national champions in 1996, and here they are, almost 30 years later, and they're canceling their season. Crazy, Teran, right?
Yeah, it definitely is crazy. Just because sometimes that just seems to happen. Just because you have those super rebuilding years. Like 1 year you could be the best of the bunch, and then 1 year you could be like down the dumps and whatnot, and vice versa. That just goes to show that the junior college scene, in terms of like any sort of sport, can basically go either way, for bad or for worse. And hopefully for San Bernardino Valley, they can get back on the up and up. At least they're not going to have like a moment where it's like Bishop Sycamore, where they're just going to have random adults just playing games and whatnot. And at least they're not going to be scheduling like talented teams on national TV or anything of that sort. So I hope nothing but the best for San Bernardino Valley. And I guess this means that every team that they were about to play is going to get a forfeit win. So either a team is just going to have a double bye and whatnot, or they'll just have to like reschedule and like maybe scrimmage somebody.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. That schedule is kind of jacked things up. But yeah, man. So big ups to the Wolverines. Hopefully they can get back on it on the field next year with a good team. But we'll see. But continuing on, damn, Saddleback knocked off San Diego Mesa. Getting that was crazy. That's San Diego Mesa's first loss. Crazy, man. Good old Saddleback. How about Saddleback? That to me was very impressive. We have here, what else? Ventura over Santa Barbara. We kind of knew that was going to happen. Long Beach knocking off Cerritos. Oh,
that was a good one. That was a good rivalry game right there.
So it was 38-30. San Francisco, Teran, they are 0-5. What in the hell? The Rams of City College of San Francisco up north. Teran, they were just national champions about freaking 4 years ago. Not even 4 years ago when they beat RCC. Now they are just a bottom feeder. That is crazy to me that they are 0-5 on the season. El Camino gets one over Bakersfield, and hey, why not? Coalinga even knocks off Merced 49-6. But there were some other games, Teran. Number one, I just got to mention this one. Can we get a hand clap, Teran? Because the OCC Pirates won a game.
Thank goodness.
Teran, we didn't think this was going to happen this year. The way they were playing, Teran, was just, oh my gosh. They were in every game, but just managed to pull. They channeled their inner Las Vegas Raiders in every game. They were like, hey, guys, we're winning. Wait a minute. We don't want to win. What are you talking about?
They just got off to such a bad start. They're like, oh, wait, we have a chance to get the win. It's like, we tried at least.
Yeah, they fell off. So they get their victory over ELAC, which is crazy because, well, they're not that good either this year, man. The Huskies of East Los Angeles, they're not that good. But they won this thing, man, 19-7. Congratulations to Orange Coast. And Teran, the game that I just had to wait for last to talk about. Oh,
well, before you get into that game, that's actually Orange Coast's first home win since 2022. So
no
it's been a
way.
long
That's right.
Moment,
That's
but they
right.
managed to win one at Dick Tucker Field.
Dude, that game, they better like, I don't know. They better put that game up on their website, man. It's be like, hey guys, watch this every week. If we lose, it doesn't matter. Watch this game instead. Like, dude, that was oh my gosh, to think, right? Congratulations to the Pirates, man. I know. Poor Teran.
Yes, those Buccos finally got a dub.
Oh my gosh.
Feels like an eternity.
I'm sorry, Teran. Well, somebody else who probably felt like an eternity going home last week, even though it's not that far away. My beloved RCC Tigers defeated Mount San Jacinto. But Teran, this is the second year that they've played in a row. Last year it was a pretty decent game. Obviously, RCC pulled away. RCC was the national champions last year. Yeah, that was last year in Menifee. But Teran, Riverside this time would host Mount San Jacinto, and oh my goodness. I mean, Teran, RCC is playing pissed off right now. Mount San Jacinto is kind of annoying because they beat Fullerton. And Fullerton, well, I don't know. That to me is kind of, so now I'm kind of thinking of, are Fullerton some slouches? I don't know. But Teran, Riverside will knock off Mount San Jacinto 76-60.
Ouch.
I'm sorry. Wow.
35 in that third quarter alone.
Darren, I was watching the game. I obviously we were moving around. We were doing a lot. We are going to a party. It's been party central lately. One of my wife's coworkers, friend of ours, she's awesome. Her birthday party was last week. We were moving here, we were going here. I was keeping all these games as I could, you know what I mean, on my phone. Darren, I tuned into this game when it was like 34-0, and I was like, okay, well, I think we won that game. Regardless, and then yeah, it's funny, man. You hear the guys, Riverside TV, you hear good old Jeffrey Gorham, you hear him just talk, well, we thought they'd be a little bit better than this. Jared, it was so funny, man. Wow. I mean, talk about an ass whooping. The Eagles did not see this coming. I don't think anybody saw this coming. I mean, this was crazy. Riverside gets this beat down, man. And well, I mean, there you have it. So, Jared, I mean, last week was pretty crazy, man, with all kinds of stuff going on.
Yep. Lots of wildness.
Oh yeah, man. So today, well, yesterday,
Utes also undefeated at 5-0. Isn't that Aaron Rodgers' alma mater?
Yes, it is. I believe
before he went
to
Cal.
Yeah, man. So good old Butte College, man. They're number 2 in the nation right now, or in California. So Sequoia's got themselves a victory yesterday, defeating Santa Rosa 40-18. And Teran, here we are now on to this week. Teran, we have the week of buys.
I don't get to. I get spared from seeing OCC possibly losing.
Yeah, I know, right? This is a crazy game. I mean, crazy week, Teran. We only have, I think, like 10 games, and one of them isn't even going to be played because, well, Southwestern is supposed to be at San Bernardino Valley. But, well, there you go. It's the game is over. So,
looks like 8 games today.
Yeah, Teran, wow.
9 overall if you want to count the Friday game from yesterday.
Yeah. So we have Merced taking on Gavilan. We have Redwoods and Los Medanos, of course, the teams up north. Feather River taking on Reedley. Laney taking on Fresno City. Those are all up north. Glendale, hey! Glendale will take on College of the Desert, COD. And that's actually, oh, look at this. It's a reschedule from the 7th. Due to
the excessive heat.
Cool. We have, of course, Southwestern and SBVC, San Bernardino Valley canceled. Hartnell and Yuba and Monterey Peninsula taking on San Jose. Teran, we have one SoCal match going on today. That's awesome. Oh, Cabrillo and Coalinga. Obviously, that's another one up north. And then Antelope Valley, they're down here. However, they aren't playing anybody. They have a bye week. Teran,
they're playing the bye. Yeah.
They're playing the bye. Teran, what the hell? The entire 3C2A is on a bye week.
Yeah, it's just how it probably is. I think maybe that's how the Southern California teams designed it, perhaps.
Well, I know for a fact, Teran, looking forward, dude, we got a Thursday. Obviously, next week we'll talk about that. We got a Thursday game coming up. We got 5 Thursday games coming up on the 17th. Orange Coast and Gold West. That's going to be cool. That's the Orange County battle. El Camino and College of the Canyons. Long Beach and ELAC. That's going to be cool, man. We got some good games going on here, man. LA Southwest and LA Valley. San Diego Mesa and Fullerton. Obviously, that's coming on up. But yeah, that's crazy to think. And then next Saturday, we are going to have ourselves some fun. We got some good games going on there for sure. But before we won't even go there, okay, we got to make sure we, do what we got to do first here with these games. But anyway, Teran, there you go. 3C2A action. Any surprise? I mean, anything. What surprised you the most?
The fact that Riverside wound up winning by 60 was kind of surprising. But I think Butte still being undefeated is quite amazing. I think if they stay consistent, they could do whatever they want. Mount Sac not losing, or Mount Sac still being undefeated, that was good as well.
Yeah.
San Diego Mesa losing to Saddleback we might be seeing the return of Saddleback, because they used to be a really good team, and then they kind of fell off after that whole changing of the whole Gauchos to Bobcats thing.
I mean, Bobcats are cool, but I still don't know why they changed it.
If you're gonna get rid of the Gauchos at Saddleback, then you gotta get rid of the Gauchos elsewhere.
Looking at you, Santa Barbara. Just kidding.
Yep.
Just kidding. So yeah, Teran, that was crazy. So here we go. Moving on over to the NJCAA. Well, Teran, we got some crazy stuff going on here. Wow. Hutchinson still looking good. Last week was crazy. Like I said, it was not crazy. It was kind of a sleeper week. There were some good things. There was some crazy stuff that happened. A little bit, I believe. Where is that damn game at? And I'm trying to find it, and I can't find it. Regardless, Hutchinson knocks off Dog City 42-0, like we thought they would. Iowa Western took on Snow. We knew that it was going to be a good game, and it was 31-20. I mean, that's like the perfect score for that game, right? Amazing job. Iowa Western gets that victory over Snow. And Iowa Central, not that they have much to play for right now. They actually play the Division III champs of the NJCAA 2 years running, since I think there has been a Division III. They played DuPage, the Chaparrals, and they barely won that game 35-30. So Iowa Central, congratulations. You just barely beat a team that you probably should have beat, like by more. So anyway, there you have it. Last week was, like I said, a little sleepy. But getting into this week, Teran, looking at the rankings now, Hutchinson still at number 1. Then we have Iowa Western, Mississippi Gulf Coast, Georgia Military, and Snow. And then from 6 to 10, we got Garden City, Northwest Mississippi, Holmes, Kilgore, and Lackawanna. And then for the rest, from 11 to 15, because they only have a top 15, we have here Cisco, Jones, Butler, Coffeyville, and Highland out of Kansas. So, Teran, this week, man, already Thursday night, East Mississippi loves them Thursday night games, and they got a victory on the road over Northeast Mississippi. Also, Northwest Mississippi defeating Southwest Mississippi. Cool. So, we've seen a little fun stuff there. But Teran, Hines finally gets a victory. I mean, Hines or whichever it is. Interestingly enough, Teran, if you remember, a couple of days ago, actually not really a couple of days ago, it was last week. But did you watch the Atlanta Falcons defeat the Buccaneers last week?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There's a young man that had the game-winning touchdown. His name is Kadarrell Hodge. Do you know where he played football at? Hines College. That's right. They were probably a lot better when he played there. However, they got their first victory of the year defeating Jones, 17-16. Hines defeats Jones this week, so pretty cool to see that. I did not know that he played there, but pretty sweet to see that. Regardless, big ups, man. And of course, we have here Holmes defeating Mississippi Delta and Itawamba defeating Coahoma 37-14. Coahoma is now 0-6 in the season. Wow, and Itawamba is 5-1. So, Teran, moving forward to today, we got some fun ones, I think. Coffeyville taking on Iowa Central. That to me is it's a good game in my opinion, because Coffeyville, I mean, they're number 14. I mean, what more do you expect in this game? I mean, you want to see, you'd hope it was a good game. Iowa Central has just found a way to fall apart. But what more do you expect from Iowa Central after that horrible start? So can they redeem themselves? It's homecoming, and they're taking on a team who's ranked. So I hope Iowa Central can make it respectable, or maybe even, I don't know, it should be a fun game, hopefully. Anyway, Hutchinson taking on Independence. I'm pretty sure those Blue Dragons are going to get that victory. The Trinity Valley and Navarro, nice little Texas matchup there. Tyler and Blinn as well. Butler and Highland. And really, that's pretty much it, Teran. So we got ourselves one sleepy week in the NJCAA. How you like that?
Yeah, it's kind of a sleepy week this week, a little like last week. looking at the more notable games, maybe Ellsworth and Dodge City. Even though Dodge
Nah.
City got thrown to the Wolves,
Yeah.
Tyler and Blinn could maybe be a good matchup.
Texas
Butler,
matchup.
Highland. So maybe New Mexico Military, Cisco. But yeah, it is a little bit of a sleepy week. Those are kind of my radar matches this week.
Well, we can only hope that we get some good ones out of this bunch. But once again, Teran, I think, like I keep on saying every week, I think we're on that collision course again. They played in the earlier season. I think we're gonna see Hutchinson and Iowa Western again. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, I think so too.
Right. I mean, all signs are pointing to that. We aren't even seeing any big games anymore. We're just seeing, this is just happening. So, Teran, we're gonna move it on now over to that good old Division 3. Well, Teran, here we go, dude. This is Division 3, man. Wow. Wow. North Central Illinois still looking good. Cortland, St. John's. I mean, we're still having these teams do what they do, man, taking on bigger, larger teams than them. I mean, it's just Division 3. I love Division 3. Last week, Teran, as much as we wanted to cheer on our Otterbein little Cardinal dude, okay, much we want to cheer him on in his confidence, well, Teran, unfortunately, the confidence wasn't fully there. Number 5, Mount Union, actually, it was a good game, okay, it was a shutout, but 21-0. I mean, realistically, Mount Union had Otterbein had every chance for that game, but Mount Union now still undefeated, got that victory. Cortland defeating Morrisville State 41-0. I mean, once again, the teams that are winning, but there was a game, Teran, where you and I had a good laugh about last week. Trine versus Hope.
Yep, the game.
The game. And Teran, how fitting is it that the team, they got blown out like 90-something to 1 and still got a vote? Trine, looking at you, Trine, a couple years ago, they got blown out again.
42-6.
Teran, we gotta befriend Trine or something. We gotta, they need a friend. They need a friend, Teran.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, Hope just destroys those guys, man. Tough going for them. Number 25, John Carroll, defeating Muskegum. I mean, another great victory here. Wheaton did fight. They fought well, but North Central, man, number 1 in the land, looking good. They're trying to get that title back from the clutches of SUNY Cortland. 55-27 on the road. Then we had the game of the week. We had 2 games of the week last week that you and I picked because these are all Wisconsin teams, man, and they're all freaking ranked because Wisconsin teams are awesome. They kind of take on Division 2 teams and win, So, yeah, last week, man, number 11, Platteville defeated La Crosse just barely, man. Number 11 versus number 12, and number 11 defeated number 12 on the road, 30-27. And Wisconsin Oshkosh, my goodness. Oh, I don't know. This game was everything we thought it was going to be. Number 10, Wisconsin and Whitewater, once again defeating a Division 2 team this year, defeated Oshkosh 21-14. Teran, talk about these games were so good. I really, really, really love these Wisconsin matchups. They're going to be in and around those playoffs, that playoff bracket. Ups to them, man. Awesome stuff. And another Wisconsin team who just got an amazing victory. This was not a fun game. It was Wisconsin teams as well. River Falls defeating Eau Claire 71-14 because why not, right? So, yeah, good stuff there. St. John's defeating Augsburg. Last week was a fun week in Division 3. 43-20. And then good old number 6, Hardin-Simmons defeating number 15, Endicott. 35-27. Tough go there for that Endicott team out of Connecticut. And then, of course, Aurora defeating Wisconsin Lutheran, number 19, Aurora. So, last week did not disappoint.
Yeah, and I think an underrated game would probably be Ursinus beating Muhlenberg 53-50. I know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, high-scoring affair right there.
I didn't even see that one. Oh crap! Yeah, the
I thought that was
Mules.
a basketball score at first.
The Mules. I did not. That's crazy, man. Well, also the Oregon matchup that I thought was going to be good. Number 23 Linfield taking on Willamette actually, and oh no, 72-0. Linfield definitely got the better of that game. So, coming into this week, man, we just went over our top 25. And, yesterday I think we had a game. Oh, yeah. Wow, look at that. Number 22, Johns Hopkins knocking off Gettysburg 51-7. I mean, why not, right?
Whew.
But, yeah, this one is going to be fun. A New York battle. Number 2, Cortland taking on Utica. I'm almost positive. Cortland's going to keep on rolling here in that victory. The Wilmington Quakers are going to be taking on Mount Union. I think they're just going to be in the food chain, sadly. But yeah, so a couple of games this week that look pretty fun. Wisconsin Oshkosh taking on La Crosse. We just talked about those teams right now. Hardin Simmons taking on Mary Hardin Baylor. We said it. Mary Hardin Baylor is on their way back to the up and up. I'm really excited for that one. I actually, it's going to be a pretty fun game there to watch. And I don't know, there's some slouch games going on too. North Central taking on Milliken. I mean, Waxat be an upset, but we'll see. No, I think North Central is going to win that thing though pretty easily. We'll see. Number one. But we have River Falls taking on Platteville, Wisconsin Whitewater taking on Wisconsin Stout. So I mean, yeah. I mean, this is a fun one. I like this one. In Oregon versus Washington State battle. Willamette taking on Whitworth. That should be fun. Also, Lewis and Clark taking on Linfield. So yeah, Teran. We got some fun ones in Division 3 this week.
Yeah, there's a few ranked on ranked games. I think there's like 4 ranked on ranked games so far. I think that we're in for a really good week, and you got Wisconsin River Falls, and Wisconsin Platteville.
Yeah, that's
Hardin Simmons and Mary Hardin Baylor, Grove City and Carnegie Mellon. Those are some good games, and as you mentioned, Wisconsin La Crosse taking on Wisconsin Oshkosh. Those are some fun games right there.
I just hope that we keep that going. I hope we keep that like last year we had some awesome conversations about these, and I don't know. This year I think Wisconsin is having their best year football wise in Division 3. Man, every one of these teams is like pretty damn good. Not every one of them, but pretty close to every one of them. So should be some fun stuff today. Definitely looking forward to that. Make sure to follow us. Oh, go ahead, Darren.
What's up?
Oh, sorry. Make sure to follow us at 3 and Out, all spelled out CEIE. Oh, yeah. We'll be getting our stuff up there for you guys. And yeah, man. So anyway, on to Division 2. Dude, wow. The top 25 polls, they're not moving very much. Okay. Harding is still the giant in Division 2. Grand Valley State and Valdosta State, they are still 5-0, all 3 of them at the top. So taking a look at that top 25 here, courtesy of D2football.com, we have Harding, Grand Valley State, Valdosta State, Pittsburgh State, and Ferris State. States. Cuts down from 6 to 10. Cuts down. We have Central Washington, Slippery Rock, Minnesota State, and Western Colorado. From 11 to 16, we have here, or 11 to 15, Central Oklahoma, Ochita Baptist, West Alabama, Colorado Pueblo, and the School of Mines, Teran. They have been in the championship the last 2 years. Well, now they are down to 14 or 15. Ouch. From 16 to 20, we have Charleston, Emporia State, Carson Newman, and Lenore Ryan in Augustana. And then from 21 to 25, Johnson C. Smith, Indianapolis, Findlay, Saginaw Valley State, and Delta State. So there is the top 25 of Division 2. And Teran, I mean, you look at that top 25 and you look at last week's games, man. I mean, it was a sleepy week in Division 2 last week. Cuts down, destroying Bloomsburg 42-10. Charleston doing the same thing over Glenville State 29-17. I mean, it wasn't like a blowout, but it was a victory. Grand Valley State, number 2, destroying Devonport 27-7. I mean, once again, we called it a sleepy week. We knew that there was going to be less eventful games, of course, but excuse me. I guess there was a good one here. Number 25, Augustana over Minnesota Duluth, 28-24, and that is a unranked Minnesota Duluth team. Don't mess with Duluth in hockey for sure. But it's kind of cool to think they've even come to Division II in football. So Ferris State over Roosevelt, 55-13. Roosevelt this year had lost to two Division III teams, I think, so they're suspect. But anyway, but yeah, they've had a tough year. But yeah, man. Anyway, so moving forward, some crazy games here. I think the game that we actually picked, the only ranked on ranked team, I think, Teran, a ranked on ranked game from last week that we had was this one here. And that was, where is it? If I can find the damn thing. It was, now I lost it. Awesome. Well, I think we only had one ranked on ranked, if I'm not mistaken, Teran. If we didn't, that's my fault. But that one ended up pretty interesting here. Like I said, still cannot find it. But any other games that you thought were pretty crazy from Division II last week?
Emory and Henry took down number 11 Lenore Rhine 31-20. That was huge.
How about that?
That was very impressive.
And number 22 Indianapolis, they went to overtime with William Jewell and won that one 23-20. Sometimes you just don't know, man. Sometimes you don't know. And this is a big reason why Colorado School of Mines dropped. I mean, they lost to Colorado Mesa, man. 14-13. Ouch. Rough go there for Colorado School of Mines. Teran, I don't know, man. I hate to say it, but I think they might have had their time at the top, man. I think they're kind of on their way down for a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they're kind of on that little bit of a rebuild.
Yeah, they had a lot of talent last year, the last 2 years, but that sucks. That really sucks because I don't know. I wanted them to win one, man. I really, the Ore Diggers, man. I've really wanted those guys to get a title. They deserve it. School of Mines, man. This school, we didn't even know who they were a couple years ago. You know what I mean? So I just unfortunate there. The number 4 Minnesota Mavericks looking great over Sioux Falls. Actually, no, they did not look great. They fell to Sioux Falls. So Minnesota State, the Mavericks, dude, defending champs from a couple of years ago, they have now fallen to Sioux Falls. So unfortunate for those guys. Oh, that sucks. I think Sioux Falls D2 or the NAI. I don't know. Regardless, though, good stuff there by that team. Pittsburgh State, the Gorillas hanging on, man, defeating Missouri Western 31-28. Hats off to those guys. Teran, like I said, there was just so much to be excited for, man. There really was last week. I mean, we saw upsets like crazy. Bemidji State, number 16 Bemidji State, they lose to Northern State 13-14 in a freaking barn burner. So, yeah, I mean, there were some goodies. I really liked some of these games last week because it just goes to show you nobody's untouchable, man.
Yeah, that's why you play the game and you don't just simulate it.
Exactly.
It's not like Madden or anything where you can just simulate games and then it'll just project it'll just input a score and whatnot.
Right.
You actually got to play the game.
Gotta play the game. And this is the game I was talking about. Number 10, Slippery Rock, defeating number 24, IUP, 33-32. That was a game that we had circled. We picked Slippery Rock, but we knew this would be a close one, and my gosh, it was closer than we thought. So hats off to that, to these guys, man, for getting that victory. But on to, I think, let's see, a couple days ago, was there a game? There was. It looks like Southern Arkansas defeated Oklahoma Baptist 65-10. But Teran, here we go, dude. This week, here we go. We got a brand new, fresh. Here we go. We got our brand new, fresh slate of games, and Teran, they don't even look amusing. Some of them do, but the majority of these, I mean, Colorado School of Mines is playing South Dakota Mines. That's cool. We have the Mines matchup, I guess. But, regardless, though, I don't really see anything that's exciting. Saginaw Valley is probably going to wipe the floor with Roosevelt because Roosevelt's just not having the best year. Bowie State and Virginia State. Ooh, that's a fun one from the East Coast over there. Ooh, Colorado Mesa and Adams State. That's actually probably going to be lopsided. I saw Adams State got blown out last week. So, and Colorado Mesa beat a School of Mines. So, I don't think that's going to end up any different than what we're thinking here. But, yeah, Teran, so looking at some of these games, I mean, I don't know. Do you even see any ranked on ranks in here?
Does not look like it.
We don't see no ranked on ranks there. There's none. That's crazy. So, it's not
nothing.
Right? It's not a sleepy week. It's not, because we have a million games but just no ranked on ranks. So I don't know.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna have some fun with Division 2. Teran, do you think we're gonna have any upsets this week?
Yes.
Okay, who are you taking? I can tell you right now, if I gotta pick an upset, I'm gonna say Northwest Missouri is gonna take out Central Oklahoma. Dude, Northwest Missouri has been on one. I know it's been rough. They're solid. I mean, they're not ranked at the moment, but they're still a solid team. I think they're gonna get that victory. I'm almost sure that this team can come out and make it happen. But once again, we'll see. And let's see another game that I thought right now, like, oh, that might actually be an upset.
Maybe Mississippi College over West Alabama.
That's a possibility. But yeah, some of these where I'm like, all right, Michigan, Northern Michigan, you lost to two Division 3 schools too, dude. So, but
maybe Quincy over Indianapolis.
Oh, that looks like a good one. Indianapolis had to go to overtime last week to get that victory over an unranked opponent. So yeah, Teran, I don't know, but I think we have our upsets picked out there. Possibly watch none of them happen, but because they like to happen when we don't pick them. But yeah, Teran. So I don't know, man. But the what do you call it? The NCAA Division 2, man, has not disappointed this year, though. I mean, really, when you see we're getting close to the midway, pretty much. Teran, when you look at these teams right now, who are you really looking at to go make a deep run in the playoffs?
Who am I looking at for a deep run in the playoffs?
If I got to pick somebody, I got to say Grand Valley State is definitely going to be up there. Harding, they've shown no signs of slowing down from last year. Valdosta State is going to look great.
I think a dark horse would probably be Lenore and Rhine.
Well, hey, they're currently number 19. They were 11, but hey, watch them come out and get a nice place, a favorable spot.
Maybe Charleston is a dark horse too.
Maybe
Kutztown.
Well, Kutztown's number 6. They're
6 is kind of a little bit too close for a dark horse.
Well, the Charleston though at 5-0, man, they've been moving up ever since the season started. They're number 16. That's a good one. You know what? Let's take that one. Let's go Charleston.
Yeah, that's Charleston. I don't think is getting enough respect.
No, that's for damn sure. So I don't know. I'd like to see that. That'd be really cool. Good stuff right there, Teran. So there we have it. Let's get on in to some NAIA football, man. The comparable to Division 2. And Teran, talking about last week, big ups. We got to love to read this NAIA Players of the Week and everything from last week. So here we go. And looks like we have our Players of the Week all picked out. So congratulations to Jamison Chesser out of Taylor, Indiana. Taylor University out of Indiana. Senior running back. Set Taylor's single game record. Wow, with 7 rushing touchdowns in a 58-36 win. How about that? Ended 7 of his 25 runs in the end zone. Get out of here. That's awesome. Finishing with 138 yards and 5.5 yards a carry. They took over the NAIA lead in rushing touchdowns at 14 and moved to second in rushing yards in the NAIA, 707 yards. Congratulations to you, Jamison Chesser. Next up, Carson, looks like Fellhafer out of Concordia, Nebraska. That's where our buddy Kale actually played, Kale Henderson.
Nice.
Crazy, right? Yeah, so junior out of defensive lineman. Yeah, we get a D lineman. Yes, in the trenches. Set the tone up front as Concordia upset number 2. Then that was a game. Number 2, Northwestern, 29-17 on the road. Registered 7 tackles, 3 sacks, and a pass breakup. And he's a defensive lineman. Okay. Pressure generated by Fellhofer also led the Bulldogs to intercepting 4 passes. Dude, you got to love it. You can't. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Big ups to Jen Beach tuning in here. That's right. We talked about our Purple Raiders a little bit ago. Just looking good. Just running down the stretch. Good old Purple Raiders. And then, of course, the NAIA Special Teams Player of the Week. It's like Mikhail Nash out of Langston, Oklahoma, or Langston University of Oklahoma. Junior kick returner. Sealed the game for the Lions with a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. That is just beautiful poetry in motion. The score occurred with 1:03 left in the fourth quarter after Nelson of Texas had just gone up by a point. He returned 4 kicks for a total of 140 yards. Yes. Good job, Mr. Nash. Teran, there we go, dude. Our 3 players of the week in the NAIA. Definitely hats off to those guys on some great victories. And we talked about it last week. Same thing. A little sleepy last week too. No biggie. Not the funnest week in the NAIA, but hey, there were some good ones. We talked about that upset earlier. Kaiser looked good. They had some trouble, Teran, actually. Kaiser defeated St. Thomas 31-27. Nice victory there for Kaiser. Let's see here. There was a couple of games. Obviously, we talked about that upset earlier. But yeah, man, taking a look at, let's see, Lindsey Wilson just destroys Faulkner 47-21. My goodness. Beatdowns occur, ladies and gentlemen. Beatdowns happen. And good old, let me see. Where was that upset I want to talk about? Oh, well, here we go. This was a game that we circled last week. College of Idaho and Rocky Mountain. Looks like the Yotes defeat those Fighting Bears 49-31 on the road. But yeah, Teran, the NAIA had some doozies last week.
Yeah, there was even a big one-sided affair, but I want to give like a little credit to Bethany taking down Ottawa of Kansas 13-0. That was a nice one right there.
That's a nice defensive battle.
That was a nice defensive battle right there. There were some close ones. There were some high-scoring affairs, and then there were some ugly games. Do I really? Mayville State took down Dakota State. No, not South Dakota State. Dakota State of South Dakota, 13-12.
And that was the big one for those guys there. The one, this one, we talked about a few minutes ago, but dude, Concordia getting that victory was awesome. Hats off to those guys. Those kind of upsets are the kind of upsets that will last forever. You know what I mean? Like they'll be telling their grandkids about that upset one day. It's super cool when you can pull off victories like that, man. Concordia, they came to play, dude. They really did. Nebraska, think about how good Northwestern is. Okay, they were the champs a couple years ago. This team is extremely talented. They have tons of talent. The coaching is amazing. It was really tough. Northwestern, we know how strong they've been. Northwestern has been a front runner. They were the champs a couple years ago, like I said. And, well, they took them down, dude. How about that, man? Congratulations to Concordia.
Yeah, big win right there. I was definitely impressed by that, and that they made the big plays to win that game.
They absolutely did. So, yeah, dude, we got some fun stuff there. Oh, my gosh. Beautiful games. And, well, Teran, it's about that time, dude. Let's get into this week and talk about – sorry, everybody talk about some of the games coming on up, man. Yesterday, we did have Dort defeating Mount Marty 35-17 on the road. Cool. But this week, dude, we got some fun ones. Point taking on Reinhardt, and neither team is really relevant, but it should be a fun game there. Hastings taking on Morningside. Morningside has, they've seen some better days right now, but let's see if they can get their season. There is a playoff, so they're still going to be in and around that playoff. I do believe that Northwestern does have a bye week this week. Thankfully for them, they're going to need that to lick their wounds. But yeah, another sleepy week in the NAI. I feel maybe Montana State Northern in East Oregon. We talked about them a couple of weeks ago. Should be pretty cool. Rocky Mountain, can they redeem themselves versus South Oregon? I think it's in Ashland. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Warner taking on number 1 Kaiser. I think they're just going to keep it going. Can Arizona Christian head on up to take on College of Idaho and knock off the Yotes after their victory over the Fighting Bears last week? So, yeah, Teran, there's actually some good games this week. Nothing crazy ranked on ranked, but still, there's some good games. Ooh, Dixon State and Dakota State should be a good one, too.
Oh, yeah, you took the one right out of my mouth.
I'm sorry, Teran.
Of the Dakotas right there.
Yeah. That's to be a pretty good game, too, man. looking forward to the Indiana Westland and Marion as well. Marion, I mean, they're 10 years removed now from, I think, back-to-back national championships, or I think they actually did the three-peat. I don't know, but I'll tell you what.
And
Yeah,
they were in
Teran.
the national championship, I think, in 2019.
Yeah, so I mean, we've seen some good stuff there. But yeah, Teran, taking a fun look there at some NAIA football. So with that said, guys, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we're going to jump into the FCS and, of course, get our picks for week whatever it is now in the FBS. Teran, here we go, man. Let's take ourselves a break and get on over to that next segment. You are listening to 3 and Out College Edition right here on iSports Radio. Your direct feed for all. That's sports. Be right back after this.
What's up, sports fans? You're listening to IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'm your favorite West Coast Wisconsinite, Bernie Bango, and if you're a cheesehead, come listen to my show, Big Cheese Sports, where we road trip around America's Dairyland, previewing, reviewing, predicting, debating, and digging into all that is Wisconsin sports at the college and pro levels. Join me on IE Sports Radio, Sundays at 1 p.m. Central Standard. Bernie out.
Hello, ladies and sinners. Hello, sports fans around the world. Hello, IE Sports family. This is Cale Henderson, the host of IE Vegas, the Sin City Sports Show, presented by IE Sports Radio. If you folks are interested in sports in the Vegas area, if you're wanting to have a blast for 1 hour, every Tuesday night from 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, this is a show built for the Vegas sports fans, where we feature the Las Vegas Raiders, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, the Las Vegas Aces, and the University of Las Vegas, Nevada Rebels. Hopefully, fingers crossed, MLB team coming soon. Either way, if you folks are looking to have a blast for 1 hour each and every week, tune in Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you folks are interested in Vegas sports news, go to our Twitter at SinCities_IESR, and you can speak with me, the host, Cale Henderson, at Cale_Henderson on Twitter at any time. Be happy to reply. Always want to reach out to our fans. Again, the Sin City Sports Show, presented by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
We feel you, Cale. We feel you, bro.
We see you.
We see you, man. Big ups to those shows, man. Big Cheese, as we were talking about, man. Big Cheese Sports, Wisconsin sports all day long. Yeah, those Division III teams are pretty nasty over there in Wisconsin. And, of course, big shout out to our boy, Cale, man. UNLV has had themselves quite the year. Obviously, Bishop Gorman over there. I mean, great stuff, man. Great stuff all around the country. High school, college football. And we're getting to it, Darren. So let's go ahead and jump on in, man. FCS action. There was some things going on, man. Last week was something. I mean, let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. Gosh damn you, Pauly. I'm sorry, Darren. Idaho State knocking off Pauly 41-38. Ouch! Oh, that one hurt because Pauly actually had a chance to win that damn game. Like, really. That was a hurtful one. Also in the FCS last week, Harvard over New Hampshire, fun game. That was actually last Friday. We talked about that, but still got to bring that one up again. And then Ivy League action. I mean, Brown 42-35. Columbia knocks off Princeton 34-17. So, I mean, just fun stuff, man. The Ivy League is always a lot of fun to watch in football. They really hate each other over there with their sports and academics and everything else. They're crazy. But yeah, Terrence, looking at the FCS, I mean, awesome football. You see teams like this one was one of my favorites from last week. Good old Sacred Heart defeating Norfolk State 10-3. Talk about a nice victory there. Beautifully done defensive battle. Rhode Island on just the other side of the spectrum. Rhode Island and Hampton. Rhode Island freaking goes off 46-44, getting that victory there. Another game that was notable for me last week was a crazy one. Youngstown State, man. Where's Gen B at? Over there in good old Ohio, man, defeating Indiana State 21-14. Both those teams need the victory so bad, and while Youngstown State gets that one there. The Citadel falls to Furman 17-16. Oh, last week was madness, man. Weber State over Montana was what really got me. I mean, Munoz, man, this guy hit 6 touchdown passes. Crazy, right? Including the game winner. They get it done over the Grizz, man. The Grizzlies this year, I don't know. They're going to make the playoffs, I'm sure, but it's one of those years, dude, where you just kind of don't know what's going on. We had the Dakota battle, which was going to be, I thought that was going to be pretty cool. North Dakota State and North Dakota. I thought that was going to be actually a good game. I was wrong. The Bison are still very much the Bison. The Fighting Hawks are annoying me, but 41-17. Gosh damn it. The Bison get a big victory there. UC Davis over Portland State. Oh, that was a good one. 27-26. San Diego gets a victory over Presbyterian because they should, because Presbyterian is not very good. But nice victory for the Toreros, 27-21. There were some fun ones last week, man. In overtime. There were some good ones, man. Talk to us. What did you think about some of these games?
Yeah, the Weber State win over Montana. That was probably the barn burner of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, San Diego being Presbyterian. San Diego is still undefeated at home for good reason, and I guess Torero Stadium is just their safe haven. South Dakota State stomped over UNI, which I thought was pretty impressive.
Right.
Towson beating William and Mary, that was a barn burner right there. Idaho State outlasting Cal Poly on the road, that was a good one. That was a doozy right there.
Darren, damn you, Cal Poly. I'm sorry. They had that game,
Idaho
dude.
State as a player that we had that I think follows us or something of that sort.
No way.
I think maybe he graduated. I'm not certain.
That's pretty sweet. That's actually pretty cool.
Let me just look it up real quick, but I'll have to see.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, Teran, taking a look at NCAA.com, the current coaches poll. I mean, this is once again, South Dakota State, the Jacks, they have their time now at the top after North Dakota had their time for such a long time. But North Dakota State's not that far away. The same exact way that South Dakota State was not that far. So 1 and 2, South Dakota State, North Dakota State, and then we have Montana State, South Dakota, and Villanova. Cool. Then from 6 to 10, UC Davis, Mercer, Idaho, Southeast Missouri State, and North Dakota. Then from 11 to 15, Tarleton State, ACU, Central Kansas, Montana, and UIW, Illinois State, Richmond, William and Mary, Florida A&M, and Sacramento State, all the way to 20. And then from 21 to 25, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Weber State, North Carolina Central, and Missouri State. So, Teran, yeah, dude, we've got some goodies, man. I like it. This year, like I said, this year's been really, really fun for the FCS. And
indeed. And yeah, Calvin Pitcher is his name. Calvin Pitcher is on Idaho State's football team.
Hey, well, good for you, Calvin. That's awesome, man. That is super cool. I guess, oh man, I was trying to be a homer there for Cal Poly, but dude, that's so cool to know we got some, we got a dude following us from there. That's so neat. Good.
Yeah, one of their quarterbacks is from Diablo Valley Community College.
Oh, one of the coolest names, right? Like that's a cool name. So that's awesome.
Almost as cool as Divine Diablo of the Raiders.
If he did anything, that's a cool name. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, he's a Raider, so he's gonna not do anything. He's gonna get injured and not play, and that kind of stuff. Hopefully he's okay. But I'm gonna say, but yeah, cool name there. But Teran, this week, dude, we got some fun ones, man. Dartmouth and Yale. Yeah. Looking forward to that one. That's actually pretty cool. I like that one. Let's see here. Where are we at? Columbia and Wagner. Yes. Give it to me. Brown and Rhode Island. Rhode Island's looking extremely good right now. This very, very solid team. But when you look at the FCS, I mean, like I said, you go right through those big teams. North Dakota State taking on Southern Illinois. I'm sure North Dakota State is going to have lunch today. And the same thing, Youngstown State. Sorry, Jen. South Dakota State is going to probably destroy them today. I do feel. I mean, hey, a couple of years ago, Youngstown State was the champs. Oh, within the last 10 years. But right now, yeah, they're not so hot. Regardless, though, Teran. Alabama A&M and Bethune-Cookman. Oh, poor Bethune-Cookman. They're 0-5. Ouch, that is rough. Northern Iowa, South Dakota. Ooh, looks like fun there. I don't know, Teran. I don't know. Some of these games are kind of clunkers, realistically. Looking at some of these, Idaho State will host Portland State. Portland State is 0-5. I'm sure they're going to get a victory there. But we get a Cali battle, Teran. Cal Poly and UC Davis.
Big West.
Big West.
The unofficial Big West.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the Big Sky and the Big West, or the Big West and the Big Sky, whatever. Eastern Washington, Sacramento State, another fun game. Oh, I like that one a lot. Montana State taking on Idaho. Let's see, man. Idaho is just happy. They're just happy that they're out of the FBS. They're happy that they're competitive, and they can play teams like this that are pretty damn good and be able to compete with them because they were formerly a Division I single A school. So, yeah. Good old Montana State, the Bobcats. That should be a fun game, Idaho and Montana State. I like that a lot. So, yeah, Teran. And then, of course, yesterday, Harvard defeating Cornell 38-20, and Arkansas Pine Bluff defeating Prairie View 21-17. So, anyway, Teran, any games you got circled for the FCS this week?
In terms of this week, not anything in particular.
Yeah, those were my games.
Maybe UNI South Dakota, because that's a nice little Midwestern battle.
That's what I was thinking too. That should be a pretty fun game. I would like that.
And then Poly Davis, I guess. I kind of want to veer away from the California, but I just think that one, as well as UNI South Dakota, that's a solid matchup right there.
Well,
and maybe Youngstown State and South Dakota State, that could be a good one. Stephen F. Austin Lamar could be a good one.
Well, I'm going to give you a really good one, Teran. A really good one. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
So, do you remember a couple of years ago, when we first started the show, we used to cover a team. Well, we covered a team for a full season by the name of Texas A&M Commerce, and they were in Division II. And it was they were awesome. They were kicking ass. They were doing good. And they went all the way to the national championship, and they freaking won. The Lions had that gigantic lion on their field. It was really cool. Well, they had a quarterback from San Diego by the name of Luis Perez. If you don't know, Teran, Luis Perez is the same guy who played in the XFL. He played in, now I think he's actually playing in the UFL and all that good stuff. This guy played, he's from Chula Vista. He also played at Southwestern College, which we just talked about. And I forgot what freaking college he went to, but he went to Otay Ranch High School in San Diego. But Teran, this dude, okay, remember bowler? Okay, he bowled in high school. He didn't even play football. That's crazy, right? He became a college quarterback at Southwestern and became good at it. And okay, so that same Texas A&M Commerce that had all that glory and all those cool whatever. They are now FCS, and it is so cool seeing them in the FCS. Well, Teran, so cool seeing them here. Unfortunately, they've seen better days because they've been getting stomped. They're 0-5 right now in the season. But Teran, you know what's even crazier? They're taking on Northwestern State, who is 0-6. Somebody is getting their first victory of the season today, Teran. Who are you taking?
I'm going to say Texas A&M Commerce.
Yeah, I don't know. They're favored by 7.5 points. It's crazy, but I know
they played an FBS school in San Diego State.
Oh, I mean, come on, man, dude. We've had ourselves some fun stuff in the last couple of weeks, man, with the FCS. But yeah, I know I give that whole backstory just for that, but I don't care. Two winless teams going head to head. I mean, yeah, I sign me up. I just want to see it. Let's see. So anyway, Teran, There you have a little bit of FCS matchups there. On to the FBS. And well, Terrence, about that time to make them picks. We're about 10 minutes out from game time. So here we go. Getting on into these FBS picks. And Teran, I mean, I don't even know where to begin. Does Alabama lose again? They're in moments they're going to be taking on South Carolina. The Gamecocks have known to pull some upsets every now and then. But Teran, is it just too much saying that Vandy and then South Carolina over Alabama, or are we saying, okay, get real, it happened, whatever, Alabama's not going to lose again? What do you think?
Yeah, Alabama should be bouncing back against the other USC.
Oh, haha.
Hey, the real USC beat LSU. That
Yes,
USC didn't.
Very true. Very, very, very true. So next up here, Terry, we got number 10 Clemson taking on Wake Forest. Clemson at 4-1, Wake Forest at 2-3. Is this going to be an upset surprise, or do you think Clemson should be able to get this victory?
I think Clemson should win. I think they've looked so much better after they lost to Georgia. Granted, they haven't played the most glamorous schedule, but they're proving that they're still consistent outside of that Georgia loss.
Very true. Number 21 Mizzou taking on 4-1, taking on 1-5 UMass.
Mizzo should be bouncing back.
I'm pretty sure there. Washington at 4-2, taking on 3-2 Iowa. Teran, why do I feel like this is going to be a sneaky good game?
Probably a defensive battle, just because Iowa plays some darn good defense. But their problem is that they don't have the offense to back it up. So I feel Washington will win that one. Hopefully, Washington doesn't have a Michigan hangover.
Oh, yeah, let's hope not, but we'll see there. I'm taking Washington as well. We'll see. But all right. Wisconsin at 3-2, taking on Rutgers at 4-1. The Scarlet Knights have been quite the surprise this year.
Yeah, losing to Nebraska, that was tough, but it was a defensive battle. And when you play Nebraska, you got to win in the trenches. Otherwise, you won't win in general. I will take Rutgers.
It is so true. It is so true. Oh, that's a tough one. I'm going to take Rutgers as well in a close one. Georgia Tech at 4-2, taking on North Carolina at 3-3.
I'll take Georgia Tech. They run the ball really well.
Yeah, I want to say the Tar Heels so bad. You know, I'm going to take the Tar Heels. Let me see. I want to see this team go head to head. Let's see what happens. Georgia Tech's probably going to win this thing, but just to get some adversity, let's see. Let's see if the Tar Heels can trip them up. Ball State at 1-4, taking on Kent State at 0-5. Teran, this is like borderline hilarious. What do you think about this game?
I'll take Ball State.
Yeah, I'll take. But you know what? Screw it. Give me Kent State with their first victory of the year, even though they're probably going to lose. Okay, Toledo at 4-1. The Buffalo Bulls at 3-2.
Hate having to pick against them, but I'm going to take Toledo.
Toledo. Yeah, they're favored by 10 points. I think they're going to win this thing as well. UAB taking on the Army. Wow. Birmingham at 1-4. Army at 5-0. Dude, the Black Knights have been freakishly good this year. Dude, the Army Navy game is going to be so damn good. So yeah, I think is it too crazy to say that Army's going to wipe the floor with them?
We'll see, but that's why you play the game.
No, that's true. Iowa has no offense, but their D is tough. That is for sure. Gen B and go Toledo! Hey, go Toledo, Teran. Go Toledo.
I'm taking Army to crush UAB though.
Yeah, I'm almost sure that's going to happen. Wow. I said number. Wow. 1-4, Miami of Ohio. Poor Miami of Ohio. They're not back either, Teran.
Yeah.
They're taking on 4-1 Eastern Michigan, where Max Crosby went. Fun fact. So what do you think, Teran?
Yeah, I'm taking Eastern Michigan, no doubt.
That's just going to be really ugly. And yeah, we have number 4 Penn State at 5-0, taking on 3-2 USC. Teran, I hate this game.
You know what? Even though Penn State is number 4 in the nation and they're undefeated, I'm taking USC to win. You want to know why? Because Penn State has to go all the way across the country to play USC at USC. USC is undefeated at the Coliseum, and Sam Darnold is going to be coming out that tunnel with SC. Give me the Trojans to upset Penn State. Penn State is a copy-paste team. They're mid. They are not beating USC. Last time these two teams played was when they was when USC
The
won
Rose
in the
Bowl.
Rose Bowl.
2019.
That was the last time. Give me SC in the upset.
Let's
I
go.
don't trust Penn State. I like, who has Penn State really beaten? They've beaten Illinois, yes. They beat UCLA, which was unranked, yes. But other than that, who have they really beaten? Like West Virginia, they narrowly escaped against Bowling Green. They shut out Kent State. Like, their only true win was against Illinois. I think USC has the bounce back game, and our glorious king, Miller Moss, is going to will the men of Troy to victory. Give me SC.
Let's go with it. Fight on, SC. I'm with it. Teran bringing the fire on that one, man. I love it. You know what? You're right, man. You're right. They look scary with that 5-0 record, but it's true. Who the hell have they really played? Even though USC likes to lose to freaking Minnesota, whatever. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. All of the Ohio teams in the FBS are awful too. Jen B says, except Toledo and Ohio State, maybe Bowling Green. So anyway, Teran, let's go SC, man. I'm excited for that. You pump me up, brother. 2-3 Stanford at 4-1 Notre Dame. Notre Dame, of course, number 11 in the country. Teran, why?
Why are we putting this game on NBC? I know it's a rivalry game.
Why?
But good Lord have mercy. Put it on Peacock, for goodness sake.
Yeah, this game sucks. Notre Dame's going to kick the shit out of this team, right? I mean,
yeah, Notre Dame's going to win this one by a mile.
Yeah. Well, Teran,
technically, this should be an ACC game, but
it should be. Should be.
Thanks, Notre Dame.
Thank you, Notre Dame. 3-2 Cal taking on 5-0 number 22 Pitt.
Something's telling me Cal's going to pull off the win.
Watch it happen.
Yeah.
I know.
You know what? Screw it. Give me Cal.
Give me Cal.
They're going all the way across the country to Yinzerland.
I'll
take Cal to win.
I'm sorry, Ralph. I don't know why. Because Pittsburgh is only favored by 3.5 points. Somebody knows something, Teran. Somebody knows something.
Yeah, looking at Pittsburgh's schedule and their body of work, they've beaten Kent State, Cincinnati, West Virginia, Youngstown State, and North Carolina. Not overly impressive, but nothing really pops out at me. I think Cal, having almost beaten Miami, will get the win. Give them their first ACC win of their tenure.
Nasty. I am with it. Let's go. Let's go. Now, 1-4 Purdue taking on number 23, 4-1 Illinois.
Yeah, this is an obvious one. Illinois. Purdue is the worst team in the Big Ten by a metric mile.
I love it. A metric mile. Louisville at 3-2. Virginia at 4-1. This could actually be a pretty good game.
I feel it will be. I think Virginia's going to win. Louisville are frauds.
Louisville are frauds. Let's go. Let's go, Virginia. Next up, we got Cincinnati at 3-2. UCF at 3-2. Ooh, that should be a fun game.
Yeah, two, I guess, like sophomores or junior. Yeah, this is their second year in the Big 12, if I'm not mistaken. If not their third year. I'll take UCF just because they're infamously known for going from Division III to Division II to the FCS all the way up to the FBS. And I explained that to a Colorado fan, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know what UCF is." It's like, okay,
you're a weirdo. No, wow, people. San Jose State at 4-1, taking on Colorado State at 2-3. Wow. Okay. So Colorado's actually favored by 1.5 points.
I don't know how that is. I'm taking San Jose State.
That'd be pretty cool, though, right? I mean, I'm just saying, but yeah, I'm gonna go. You know what, dude? I'm gonna take it. Let's go Rams. I don't know why. Watch it happen. Let's see. 2-3 San Diego State taking on 1-4 Wyoming. Well, Teran, this is the Suck Bowl.
Yeah, two teams that are. Well, wait.
Sucking.
Oh, there's Mountain West. Well, wait, but didn't San Diego State play Oregon State and they're part of the Mountain West?
Something. I don't know. That was weird.
Someone messed up.
Yeah.
Anyway, San Diego State, please win this one.
Please.
If you find a way to lose, I will be disappointed.
In so many ways.
Actually, I guess Oregon State isn't part of the Mountain West. I guess that's so weird.
Yeah, that is kind of
maybe.
weird.
Maybe it's going to be next year. I guess Oregon State's going to be independent, as well as Washington State. Okay. Well, they're in the technically they're still in the Pac-12. So
Gen B, go Bearcats. I don't know what a Bearcat is, but go anyway. Hey, look at that. She's cheering on Cincinnati, even though that's her rival NFL football team down there. But Old Dominion at 1-4. Georgia State at 2-2.
I'll take Georgia State. Sun Belt, Fun Belt.
Sun Belt, Fun Belt. Akron at 1-5, taking on Western Michigan at 2-3. That sounds like a great game.
Give me Western Michigan.
Yeah, me too. Northern Illinois at 3-2, taking on Bowling Green at 2-3.
Northern Illinois did have that win over Notre Dame.
They did.
I'll take Northern Illinois.
Yeah, me too. I'm sorry. We have Memphis in their really cool uniforms heading on down to South Florida to take on the Bulls at 2-3.
Give me Memphis in them really cool uniforms.
They just can't lose. They can't
Bounce
lose.
back game.
They're so cool. They are just so cool. So Arizona at 3-2. Number 14, BYU at 5-0. Oh, damn it. I want this to be a good game, Teran. I want it to be, but I feel like BYU is just going to run away with it. No?
Yeah, as much as I love Noah Fafita and Tataroa McMillan, I got to go with BYU. BYU is such a tough place to win at. And BYU's playing some darn good football, believe it or not. But then watch them fall off just because BYU randomly has those lapses where they just suddenly lose out of nowhere.
Ohio 3-2, Michigan 3-2.
So this is the good Central. This is the good Michigan team from the MAC conference.
Oh, that team.
I'll take Central Michigan.
Yeah, me too. 1-4 Mississippi State taking on number 5 Georgia at 4-1. Wow. I mean, it's an SEC game, but wow. I'm almost positive Georgia's going to run away with this thing in the first quarter.
Yeah, Georgia's going to steamroll Mississippi State. Yeah. It's the battle of the Bulldogs, but Georgia's going to be the top dog.
Oh, that's for sure. 1-4 Southern Miss taking on UL Monroe at 4-1.
Give me UNL Monroe.
Big time. Florida at 3-2 taking on number 8 because they just fell to number 8 because they're just number 8 now, Teran. Okay. Number 8 Tennessee at 4-1. What do you think?
Well, everyone pretty much lost last week, so I guess Tennessee losing was kind of a cushion for all the other teams losing. Give me Tennessee to beat Florida, though.
Let's go Rocky Top. They're favored by 14.5, but I don't know. Air Force, if they lose again, bro. Anyway, Air Force at 1-4. New Mexico at 1-4. Oh my gosh.
Goodness me. I'm taking Air Force.
Why not, right? Just because. Washington State at 4-1. Fresno State at 3-2.
You know what? I'll take Wazoo for this one.
Okay, they might win this. I'm gonna go Bulldogs. Let's see what happens. Arkansas State 3-2. Texas Tech at 3-2.
I like Texas State. I think they're fun.
Get right. They're
seem
like
a frisky team.
And they're Bobcats. But Teran is another school out of Texas called the Mean Green.
The Mean Green.
Yeah, they're so mean. Well, they're taking on the Owls of Florida Atlantic. They're 4-1. North Texas, they are. FAU 2-3. The Mean Green's actually favored by 4.5 points there.
I'll take North Texas.
I think they're going to be mean today. I think they're going to be mean. So we're going to see. UTSA at 3-2, taking on Rice at 1-4.
I'll take UTSA.
Yeah, it's a safe pick. Number 9 Ole Miss at 5-1. Number 13 LSU at 4-1.
I'll take Ole Miss.
Slightly, right? No. Yeah, they are kind of But next up, we got Oregon State 4-1, Nevada at 2-4. That I don't know why that has a good game written on it for me. I don't know why.
I think this one could be high scoring. Give me Oregon State though.
Give me Oregon State. That'd be fun. App State at 2-3. Louisiana, the Raging Kings at 4-1.
I'll take Louisiana in a close one.
Yeah, that should be pretty fun. Vandy, hey, they know how to beat big teams. They're playing Kentucky at 3-2, and how disrespectful. They're actually Kentucky's favored by 12.5 points.
Yeah, I really want Kentucky almost beat Georgia, but Vanderbilt actually beat Alabama. Screw it. I'll take Vanderbilt.
Right? Why not? Let's see if they can keep it going. Number 11, Iowa State taking on West Virginia. Oh, that's a good game, actually, kind of, maybe.
I think Iowa State kind of wins this one fairly easily.
Okay. Let's see. We'll see that one, man. I don't know. I feel like it should be sneaky, but maybe I don't know. Syracuse at 4-1, NC State at 3-2.
Give me Q's. Syracuse.
Yeah, going with the Q's here. Marshall at 3-2, Georgia Southern at 3-2. Sun Belt, Fun Belt.
Yep. Give me Georgia Southern.
Yeah, that should be a good game at home. Minnesota, because they know how to beat USC, is taking on UCLA this week.
You know what wouldn't surprise me? Minnesota loses this one just because they're on the road. I'll take Minnesota, though.
Go Bruins. Let's go. I'm pissed off from last week. Let's go Bruins. Number 18, Kansas State taking on 4-1 Colorado.
Now, this is a sneaky good matchup just because Colorado is unranked, but their only loss was to Nebraska, which obviously is a Big Ten team that loves to win in the trenches. You know, Shedeur Saunders and Travis Hunter, they're both phenomenal. You know what? Give me Colorado.
Let's see. I'm with it. I'm going to go Colorado here as well. Number 17, Boise State taking on Hawaii.
I'm taking Boise State. They have a very talented running back.
Easy.
There's no debate in that one. Boise State will run all over Hawaii.
Yeah, for sure. And then, of course, this last past week, we had some good games, man. On my wife's birthday, on the 8th, we had Liberty defeating Florida International 31-24. On the 9th, we had Jacksonville State defeating New Mexico State 54-13. Wow. On Thursday, James Madison defeated Coastal Carolina 39-7. La Tech defeated how about that one? Mid-10 State 48-21, and Western Kentucky defeats UTEP 44-17 as UTEP now goes 0-6. Ouch. And then last night we had some good ones, man. Freaking Utah upset. That was awesome. I'm sorry. I thought that was amazing. Good old Arizona State last night upsetting Utah 27-19. Northwestern defeating Maryland 37-10, and UNLV continues to look good, man, defeating Utah State 50-34. How about those games, man?
Well, what I just want to know is how does Cam Rising still have eligibility left for Utah?
Golly, right? Seriously,
dude. I don't think the dude played last year. The last time I saw him was in the Rose Bowl where Penn State wound up winning that one. Dude literally just randomly revived. Dude has just been like a zombie. It's like, okay.
He keeps coming back.
Crazy. But Arizona State, props to them on that win. And they are so sneaky good. And also, can I just say, Northwestern actually finally looked good against an opponent. Albeit it was kind of an opponent on their level in Maryland.
Is what it is, dude.
They had 20 points in the fourth quarter.
That's so freaking crazy.
Something ain't right with that Maryland team.
No, at all.
Their demise must be studied.
No, that is so freaking true, man. So all those games. But today, Teran, we got two of them. We have two games of the week that are going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, the Red River rivalry, the Cotton Bowl, number 1 Texas at 5-0, taking on number 18 Oklahoma at 4-1. Texas is favored by 17 points. Teran, this I don't know. I don't know what to say about that.
As much as I love Oklahoma and I love the Red River rivalry, I'm going to take Texas just because Texas is just too good.
Yeah.
Watch this be a close one, though.
I know, right? Watch it be like way closer than we think it is. This. I don't know. I'd love to see this game be close, but we'll see. And then, of course, the game. This is the one on ABC later on.
Game.
This is the game because I really feel like this is the Big Ten. This is it. This is going to be the game. There's only 2 teams that are superior, I think, out of everybody. And this is the game that I've been waiting for. I know Gen V is going to hate me right now, but it is a full-on war. I truly, truly, truly hate the Big Ten more than ever because that idiot destroyed the Pac-12. Now our West Coast teams are forced to go out and play these freaking Midwestern schools, and I just really hate this. So I am all for all of our West Coast teams just taking those guys down. I hate that we even have to lose to them, or that we do lose to them sometimes. But I feel like we're getting our licks in as well on those guys over there. USC let everyone down last week. Thank you for losing to freaking Minnesota. But I will tell you this. This is going to be the Big Ten. I do feel like the winner of this is going to be the winner of the Big Ten this year. 5-0 Ohio State. They are traveling on over to Autzen Stadium, Eugene, Oregon, to take on number 3 Oregon at 5-0 as well. Both teams are 2-0 in the Big Ten. You got Jen over here. I know she's so diehard, and I feel so bad. But I'm going. I don't care. West Coast, baby. What's up? This is it. I'm going Oregon in this game. Teran, what about you?
You know, Oregon has looked a little mid in some of these games. I'm taking Ohio State.
Well, there you go. Hey, let's see.
I think Oregon's finally going to get their humblance in terms of the Big Ten, even though I don't think humblance is a word. But I think Ohio State humbles Oregon. And you say that the winner of this game is going to win the Big Ten. The winner of this game, don't be surprised if these two are back in the Big Ten conference play or Big Ten championship, just because everyone seems to be coming and going other than in the Big Ten. I mean, you still have Indiana, which is undefeated, but how long could that really last for? Just because I think they have Michigan and Ohio State on their radar. And it's only a matter of time before Penn State crumbles, just because they can't beat Michigan or Ohio State or Ohio State for that matter.
That is true. That is so true. Well, I'm just saying, I'm just going West Coast today. But dude, you're right. And of course, we have the Big Ten championship. But I feel like this is a preview of it. I mean, this is
everyone and their moms is picking Oregon, Ohio State in the not just maybe the Big Ten championship, but maybe the national championship.
Maybe. We'll see, dude. This is going to be fun, man. We have some great games going on today, man. What do you think, bro? What do you think? Any last thoughts today on any of these games or anybody you want to mention, man? It's a fun show.
Well, I just think we're in for a huge day of college football. It's gonna be fireworks. It's gonna be madness. It's going to be wild. Just buckle up, everybody.
Buckle up, y'all. It's going to be a show. Get your popcorn, y'all. It's going to be a show. So here we go, man. Off to this week. Oh, should be fun. I'm looking forward to it, man. We got some good ones. We really do. We got some good stuff coming up. Let's go, SC. Can they get that thing going on?
They'll win.
I mean, they better win this damn thing. We'll see.
Or I'm ripping them on SoCal.
I hope you do, man. It's going to be fun. We got ourselves some good stuff coming our way, man. Excited as can be. Make sure to stay tuned. Thank you very much, GNB. Like I said, it was not personal. Not personal. I'm just very mad about this whole collapse of the Big 12 and of the Pac-12. And it's not going away anytime soon. But Ohio State, amazing team. And you know damn well they're going to come out and play. I don't know. Could go anyway, but I'm excited for this game. Excited for what's up, man. Red River rivalry. You already know I got to take Texas, even though Oklahoma watch them come out and somehow win this game. It's a rivalry. Not any rivalry, the Red River rivalry. So, Teran, we got so much, man, coming up. That was a fun one, as always. Next week, let's see. We're getting closer to that high school playoffs. We're getting closer to, we're in the very beginning, getting into mid-October. Teran, this is where a lot of the fun stuff happens. So, here we go, bro. We want to say thank you to all of our awesome listeners out there today. All of our awesome people tuning in. Our delicious sponsor, Planet Jerky, Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, and my beautiful wife's company, Seal the Deal Wax Seals. Of course, all of our family, friends, everybody tuning in. We appreciate you guys so very much. Thank you for being here. For Mr. Teran Rodriguez, for me, your boy Larry B. That is our show, you guys. Make sure to stay tuned to all these great high school and college games out there, because trust me, these are the stars of tomorrow. With that said, y'all, Teran, Larry B signing off. We will see y'all next week. Until then, take care, and as always, God bless.
Peace.